I once again, Jordan, aka Defcos, here for another One Piece volume reread review. So we just had chapter 1044. What an amazing chapter. I reread it, watched some YouTubers talk about it. It was really a dope chapter. A lot of people, it seems, didn't like it as much as I did, or at least some people didn't. Um, I don't know. I feel like if you've been sticking with One Piece up until chapter 1044, you should know that Oda likes to throw you. Oda likes to throw curveballs. He likes to surprise you, and that's what happened in the last chapter. So I don't know. I don't feel like there's much to complain about. You just gotta roll with it. You gotta roll with One Piece. Some things don't make as much sense as you would like them to make, but that's the One Piece universe. That's how it is. That's just the way it is. So I don't know. Just felt like saying that. But today we will talk about One Piece Volume 12. Let's get right into it. Oh yeah, let's read the forward. Should we think about evolution today, or should we not? Yes, let's take a look. The ape became a man, just like in the drawing above. You can probably see how the ape's body starts to straighten up little by little. Now then, let's look at the next man. As his body continues to straighten, let's have him flip backwards. And from then on, mankind will float a little in space. I'm sure of it. Ichirota, year 2000. All right. Oh yeah, so I put a post-it note here right off the bat because this is the first time we get to see Dragon. And in One Piece, like, there are a lot of characters that you see rarely, but they hold a big, like, they're important characters. And Dragon is definitely one of those characters. We barely see Dragon ever, but he's presumably one of the strongest characters in the whole world. And he's Luffy's father, and he's the head of the revolutionaries. And presumably, before the end of the story, he's going to have a big role to play. Like, he's going to do something major, I imagine. And this is the first time we see him. And it does seem like he has the weather controlling powers. Definitely rereading volume 12. It seemed to be like that's definitely the case. I think there was a panel that explicitly kind of seemed like that's what he did. Okay, so Buggy and Alvida, after getting struck by lightning, Buggy turns into the Chop Chop car. Oh yeah, so here we get Smoker capturing Buggy and Alvida. And it's kind of weird. Like, I was looking at this and I was just like, okay, it seems like sometimes Smoker's power, like his smoke ability, sometimes it's tangible, sometimes it's intangible. Is that's what it seems like? Sometimes it's like it can pick stuff up, or it can like he can do a punch and it'll strike somebody, but then other times they'll go right through his smoke, or like he'll get hit and he'll turn into smoke and it'll go right through him, and it's like, oh shit, well, which one is it? Like, I guess he can control the density of his smoke, but I mean, I guess it's still smoke. So I don't know, should he be able to strike people and pick people up and stuff like that if he's made of smoke? I don't know. Apparently that's what his power allows him to do. He can like turn his smoke so dense that he could actually like hit somebody or like pick somebody up. Um, Okay, so yeah, so the rain is falling. So Moji wasn't able to burn the ship. Oh yeah, and then so Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji are running away. Usopp and Nami are already at the ship, and then Zoro, Sanji, and Luffy run into Quina. I mean, not Quina. What's her name? Tashigi. Tashigi. They run into Tashigi, and then Tashigi starts talking like Quina. She starts saying, "Oh, Zoro, why won't you kill me? Is it because I'm a woman?" And uh Zoro's like, "What the fuck? Like that's exactly what Quina said. Like why are you talking just like Quina? And you look just like Quina." So I put a post-it note here because that's the moment where that happens right here. And it kind of perplexed me a little bit. I mean, I guess perplex isn't the word I should use, but I feel like Tashigi doesn't act that way anymore. We haven't seen Tashigi in a long time. But I feel like even when we saw her like during Punk Hazard, um, like she wasn't acting that way. She wasn't acting like Quina. She was kind of acting like a like more of an individual, like a more original, uh, way of thinking or whatever. So I don't know. Is Tashigi still supposed to be like some kind of weird reincarnation of Quina, or is she now just her own character? Like she's just like Smoker's right hand woman, I guess. Because at this point, it definitely seemed like her whole purpose was to remind Zoro of Quina. And like I feel like she hasn't acted that way in a long time. I might be wrong. Again, the whole reason why I'm rereading is because I don't remember a lot of stuff and I'm trying to refresh my memory. But from what I remember, like I don't think she brought up anything like that during Punk Hazard, and I feel like Punk Hazard was no, it couldn't have been Punk Hazard. Was Punk Hazard really the last time we saw Tashigi? I feel like it couldn't have been that long ago, but maybe it was. Um, I don't remember. But I feel like Tashigi's character has evolved in a way where she's kind of no longer what she was in this volume, as far as like being like Queena 2.0. Anyway, so then Smoker runs into Luffy. And here, I think I put a post-it note here to talk about what I already talked about a little bit. But like he's able to pick Luffy up. Like he's able to pick Luffy up with his smoke. And then right in the next panel, right here, Sanji goes to kick him and it goes right through him. So it's like I guess he can control the density of his smoke. I mean that must be it. I mean I guess I'm making more of a deal out of it than needs to be made, but um yeah, it seems like that's the case. He can control the density. So yeah, so Luffy fights Smoker for a little bit. Then Smoker grabs him, but then Dragon shows up, and I feel like this is a kind of an iconic panel. This right here, when Dragon stops Smoker, and Smoker turns around and looks at Dragon. I don't know if maybe it's not that iconic. I mean, it probably is. I that particular panel I remembered that panel. Like that panel definitely stuck into my mind. Um, and Smoker recognizes him right away. He recognizes Dragon. He knows who he is. And then this is okay. I put a post-it note here because right then this panel happens and it's a little ambiguous, I guess. We're not 100% sure what's happening here, but I guess it's Dragon. It says Wind Blast. So I think Dragon does like a wind attack, like Wind Blast. And he like scatters all the Marines. And I mean, that's got to be what happened. I mean, we actually, now that I look at it, we do see Dragon in that panel. So yeah, so I'm guessing Dragon, he's got to have wind powers, or he's got to have at least wind powers. Maybe he can like move the clouds with his wind, and that's why he can like make it rain. Um, but if he doesn't have the power to control the weather, he at least has the power to control the wind. It seems. Um, and I had actually forgotten about this moment until I reread it just now. Um, but yeah, yeah, it seems like Smoker. I mean, not Smoker. Like Dragon can control at least the wind. Um, yeah, and Smoker's asking him why. Why are you helping him? What reason would I have to get in the way of another man's voyage? His dragon's response. But that's his son. It's not just another man. Um, oh yeah, another thing here. I'm seeing a picture, an image of Quina here again. Uh, Queena's goal at this point, it seems like, was to collect important swords um, from people who she believed didn't deserve them. And again, I'm not Queen. I said Queen. Tashigi. Uh, Tashigi seems like she wanted to take the like the most the highest grade swords away from people who didn't deserve them. And again, I feel like she doesn't really do that anymore. Like I don't know. I mean, I like Tashigi a lot, so maybe that's why I'm kind of thinking about this maybe a little bit too much, but I feel like she doesn't do that anymore. Like, from what I remember in Punk Hazard, like she was really just Smoker's right hand woman. Like she wasn't collecting swords from anybody. She wasn't acting like Queena, at least from what I remember. But those seem to be like two major points of her character when she was introduced. So it's like, oh, I guess Oda changed his mind, or he forgot, or I mean, I don't think he forgot, but he definitely he must have changed his mind. I imagine. Um, anyway, I guess when Tashigi shows up again, we'll know for sure. Um, oh yeah, so both Smoker and Buggy are off to the Grand Line to follow Luffy. Oh yeah, I put a post-it note here because this is kind of a classic moment when they all put their they head to the Grand Line and they all put their feet on the barrel and they declare their dreams. Yeah, that's definitely a classic One Piece moment right there. I think that kind of cements like the core of the Straw Hat crew because, of course, there are more members of the Straw Hats at this point, but these five like Luffy, Zoro, Nami, Sanji, Usopp. Those are like the core of the Straw Hat crew, like the East Blue crew, like the Straw Hats that were Straw Hats before they got to the Grand Line. Like those are like the main characters. All right, so let's keep going. So they sail to the Grand Line. They sail to the Grand Line's entrance. They talk about the calm belts. Oh yeah, this is a classic moment too. When they the Sea King show up, and in this they call them Neptunians. Um, I always remember calling them Sea Kings, not Neptunians, but I guess it's the same thing. Um, but yeah, but to me they were always Sea Kings. I guess because the thing is, I've been reading One Piece like online, like for the most part, like the scanlations or whatever, like the fan translations. And I definitely want to support like the official release and everything, like 100%. Like I'm subscribed to the official Viz, like Shonen Jump or whatever. I'm subscribed to that, so I pay for that. I bought the volumes, and I'm gonna keep buying the volumes because I want to own all of them. Um, but for the most part, like I've been reading One Piece online, the fan translations, and I feel like some of the terms. Well, I don't have to just feel like it. Definitely, some of the terms are like uh, different for sure. Uh, and so I guess this is an instance of that because they definitely call them Neptunians. I don't know if they continue to call them Neptunians or if they start calling them Sea Kings at some point, but I always call them Sea Kings. Um, okay, so let's see here. Yep, so they get to the red line. I'm just now thinking, I remember like around the time of the time skip, they get to the red line too. Don't they see the red line like around that time? I'm trying to remember what happened. I feel like they get to the red line. I'm trying to think of like the geography of the One Piece world right now. Oh yeah, yeah, they do get to the red line again. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, yeah. So they see the red line now, and then they see it again when they get to the middle. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so they sail up the reverse mountain, and then they meet Laboon. The first appearance of Laboon. I feel like Oda really likes animals. Like he definitely has like a soft spot in his heart for animals. Because he always has like animal characters that are very endearing, and very likable. And Laboon is like one of the first. I mean, I liked Richie the lion. He shows up in this volume. Uh, and then there's Choo Choo, the dog from early on, like volume two, I think. Um, but he always makes like super awesome like animal characters that you just love. And Laboon is definitely like one of those characters. Um, and it's crazy how I mean I'm guessing he already thought about Brooke at this point. Like he must have. I mean, some. I wonder how much of One Piece is like something that Oda planned like years and years and years ahead of time. I mean, clearly some parts of it are like that. Um, but I wonder how much of it is like him going back and thinking about it and be like, oh, maybe I could do this because I did that before, and like maybe he it's not quite as planned out, but it's more improvised. But he still takes into account um, stuff that he did in the past. So it's like, did he have Brooke's story completely thought out at this point, or did he know more or less what he wanted to do and then later flesh it out, as he went on? I don't know. I wonder. Seems like he has it all thought out pretty well, but also seems like sometimes he kind of like, I guess not wings it, but like fine tunes it, improvises a little bit. Either way, I mean it's still pretty awesome. All right. Oh yeah, so here we get the Mary getting damaged. The Mary took some hits, man, especially in this volume. Oh yeah, they get swallowed by Laboon. Oh yeah, and Crocus just takes out they call it Neptunian again, but they take out the squid, the giant squid. He takes out the giant squid. Yeah, I'm kind of fucking up a lot today. Um, oh yeah, there's like a whole like I don't know, like all kinds of stuff like built inside of Laboon. And there we get Crocus. First time we see Crocus, the doctor of the Roger Pirates. Crocus is pretty awesome. Oh yeah, and here we get the first appearance of Miss Wednesday, or Vivi. Very important character. Right, right here. And I think I remember. I think it was in one of the SBSs. It must have been in one of the SBSs. But I remember him mentioning that when he first created Vivi, he didn't know she was gonna be like the Princess of Alabasta. Like he thought, oh, this is gonna be like just a character that I'm gonna use for a little while, and then that's gonna be it. But then he decided, oh, wait a second, this character is kind of princess like, and I'm gonna make her like a more important character. I'm gonna make her like a princess and whatnot. So at least in this instance, I don't know if Oda completely thought out Vivi's role. I mean, I guess at this point, I mean, this is already the Baroque Works saga, so he must have thought it out at this point. But maybe when he was like coming up with the character, like on the side, like doing like concept art and stuff like that, maybe he didn't think it out completely at that point. But anyway, yeah. So we get the whole story with Laboon. Yeah, we can see how strong Crocus is already. He's 71, he said, and he takes the bazooka shot from Vivi and Mr. Nine. Yeah, then we get the flashback when Crocus is explaining to Laboon what happened. How Laboon is waiting for his friends, but they'll probably never come. Or at least at this point, we know they definitely never will come. I mean, Brooke will probably show back up, but everybody else is dead. Oh yeah, this is a cool moment when well, Luffy rips off the mask of the Mary and like plunges it into Laboon, and then he like fights him for a little bit, and then he says, "Hey, Laboon, like you don't have to worry about your friends anymore. Like now your reason for being is to fight me again." Yeah, that's a cool moment. I think that's why I put this postie here. Yeah, so I guess at the end, Luffy and the Straw Hats are gonna go back to this point, to the entrance of the Grand Line, and see Laboon again. Um, I guess he'll be Pirate King at that point. But yeah, I guess that's when Brook and Laboon are gonna be reunited, and then I guess Luffy's gonna fight Laboon. Oh yeah, so we get the whole explanation about the log pose and how they need a log pose to sail the Grand Line. Oh yeah, then we get the Unluckies. I always liked the Unluckies. I thought they were cool characters. The Vulture and the Otter. They're pretty funny. Oh yeah, so they talk about going to Whiskey Peak. I wonder if I wonder if how much of this Oda had thought out. Like I really wonder. Oh wait a second, I put a post-it note here. Oh yeah, because they talk about Raftail or Laugh-Tail. That's the first time they mention Laugh-Tail. Um, yeah, like the final island of the Grand Line, which I imagine. I mean, I guess. I mean, I don't know how much longer One Piece is gonna go on, but I feel like we're probably gonna get to Laugh Tale relatively soon, all things considered. Um, I mean, I don't know what the next arc is gonna be. I've spoken about this before. I'm not sure if it's gonna be Elbaf. It might be Elbaf. If it is great, I'd love to read an Elbaf arc. But if it's not, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like Lodestar and then Laugh Tale. Um, because I think we're entering the final stages of the story as far as One Piece is concerned. Unfortunately, I wish it could go on forever. Okay, I put a post-it note here. Not sure why. Actually, I forget. Kind of forget why I put a post-it note there. Oh yeah, I put a post-it note here because this was an SBS question. It says the reader asks Oda about like a pun he may have made or like a play on words, and then Oda says, "Oh, that's such old material. I can't remember." Anyway, and I'm wondering because he jokes a lot in his SBSs, like in his responses, he definitely like jokes a lot. Like clearly he's not being serious. But a lot of truth is said in jest. And I wonder if he's joking when he says that he can't remember exactly what he did. Um, I'm sure there are people to remind Oda, like his editors and stuff like that. Like if he comes up with an idea that isn't consistent, I wonder if there. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are people who like can tell him and let him know, like, wait a second, you can't do that because you did this like 20 years ago or whatever. Um, but yeah, at this point, it was volume 9 that the reader was talking about. And this is volume 12, and he's already talking about how he can't remember. So I don't know. Is he joking? Maybe not. Maybe he's dead serious. Oh yeah, this was a funny moment. How Luffy makes the snowman, and then Usopp makes the snow queen. Because Usopp is like an artist. He's good at drawing and good at sculpting apparently. Damn, I have no more post-it notes in this volume. I wonder what else I'm gonna talk about. I'm sure I'll find more stuff to talk about. Okay, so they're sailing to Whiskey Peak. Igarapoi. First time we see Igarapoi, who turns out to be a pretty prominent character. Oh yeah, yeah. And then they all party with the townspeople of Whiskey Peak. And it's funny. I remember thinking, why aren't there more bounty hunters in One Piece? Like, I feel like there should be more bounty hunters. But I was rereading this and I was like, oh shit! Apparently, all the townspeople in Whiskey Peak are bounty hunters, and Zoro is like familiar with them, and that's why he takes them all on. This is a cool way to end a volume. Zoro fighting all the bounty hunters by himself. There's some cool moments in this in this chapter. I think this is the last chapter of the volume, but there are definitely a lot of cool moments. This whole part is so dope. The way Zoro fights all the bounty hunters, and he takes on Miss Monday, and he's stronger than her. She like her whole thing is that she's strong, and he just owns her. Oh yeah, that's it. I guess that's it for volume 12. Um, so yeah, so I guess that's gonna be it. I cannot wait for chapter 1045. I'm gonna read volume 13. Well, today's actually Saturday. So I guess I'll do volume 13 tomorrow because I'm off tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday. And that's one of my days off. So I think I'm gonna do volume 13 tomorrow, and I'll post that video then. Then I'll do volume 14 on Wednesday, and then I'll do the new chapter on Thursday or Friday whenever it drops, and then we will just keep going like that. So yeah, so if you indeed watched me talk about One Piece for over half an hour, thank you very much. Um, I might do videos where I just talk about One Piece. I mean, that's kind of what I do, but I mean, like, maybe where I talk more in depth about the recent chapters as opposed to the older ones. Um, or I don't know. We'll see. Or maybe I'll do like a longer video for the reaction videos, and I'll try to like do some kind of review as I finish the newer chapters. Because right now I'm super hyped about like what just happened in One Piece, and I'm going back and talking about what happened 20 years ago, and it's still awesome. Like I still love it, but I really kind of I really I'm hype about like what just happened. Um, but at the same time, I don't know exactly what to say about it. I mean, if I don't know if you watched my reaction, you probably didn't, but in case you did, uh, yeah, I was pretty hyped when I read that chapter. I got pretty hyped. Um, so yeah, so I'm super excited about One Piece as always. Um, I don't know. I kind of want to talk more about the recent chapter, but this video is already over a half an hour long. I should probably keep it at that. Um, if I think about something more to say about the recent chapter, I'll definitely make a video or do something. Um, but I mean, my feelings were captured during the reaction. So even if it's not all put into words, you can watch that video and see how I felt. And it's a short video; it's only 10 minutes long. So in case you don't like the longer videos, in which case you're probably not watching this, but in case, if you don't like the longer videos, that video was pretty short and sweet, and it like, pretty much encapsulated my feelings. So anyway, I kind of rambled as usual, but if you indeed watch me talk about One Piece for over half an hour, thank you very much, and I will see you in the very near future. Take it easy.